Here we go, Bede. And when he was asked by his people why he had done this, he responded, "You've read that the Dominus, the Lord, intones down from the heavens, and the Most High gives out his voice. He sent his arrows, and he spread them out, he dissipated them. He multiplied the lightnings, and he confused them all. For the Dominus, the Lord, moves the airs, he excites the winds, he chucks out thunder, he intonates, he thunders from the heavens, so that things born on earth will rouse themselves to fear, and that the hearts of them he'll recall into the memory of future judgment. And the arrogance of them he dissipates again, or confuses. He confuses their audacity or their boldness. In that tremendous time or terrible time, there's being led back into mindfulness or something, when himself, with the heavens and the earth burning, he will be coming in the clouds, and with a great potestate, great power and majesty, he's coming to Eutycandos. He's going to judge the living and the dead. Propter, on account of this, he said, we ought, with admonitions of heavenly admonitions, we ought to respond with the debited or the owed fear and love, so that when the air's moved, a threatening hand, as if about to strike, should be rexited, which means stretched out. Not yet, nevertheless, it's going to strike. Soon we'll be imploring for his mercy, and with disgust or moved out or thudded out or something from the interior of our hearts, it's moved out, and with the rudiments of our vices expurged, here we are anxiously, that not ever we deserve to be struck, will conduct ourselves. Autem. Moreover, something that's agreed, the revelations and the related words of the aforementioned brother concerning the death of this antistatus, which is a priest or bishop, even the the conversations of the Most Reverend Father Eckbert, concerning who we've spoken about earlier or above, who for some time with the same adolescent, they translate that as Chad, and when himself was an adolescent in that's Ireland, the monk, in his prayers and self-control and meditations of divine scriptures, he conducted a sedulously had a religious life. But post-mortem, after he's reversed back to his patria, his fatherland, himself was now a foreigner. As far as the end of his life, he remained on behalf of the Lord or for the Lord. Okay, Daily Dictionary, X0 stretched forth it was, can be thrust out of land, sometimes to uncover or lay bare. But when then he came to him, post some long time, for the sake of a visitation, he's a very holy man from Britain, and he was very self-controlled, with the name of Higbald, who was an abbot in the province of Lindsay, and as is fitting for holy people, concerning the life of the prior father, they made some sermon, they made some words, and they rejoiced to emulate him. It happened into this mention of the most reverend priest Chad again, and Eckbert Dixit, he said, I know a man who in this island still is remaining in the flesh, so he's alive, who, when this man Chad had left from the world, he saw the soul of Chad, of brother Chad, himself, with a column of angels descending from the heavens, and is a typo, and the soul with him was assumpted or taken up, and he returned to the celestial kingdoms. Yeah, there is a sumo without the P in it. Must be a medieval thing. But which of the two, was it concerning himself or concerning someone else who said this, remains for us uncertain. While nevertheless this, that such a man said it, another queer meaning that must be true, for this is not able to remain uncertain because of the basis that he was such a good man, so they believe it. Now, he died, Chad, on the 6th day before the nones of March. It's one of their days. They have Ides and nones, etc., and calends. So it's the 2nd of March. And he was buried, firstly, indeed, next to the Church of Holy Mary. But after some time, there was constructed in the same place a church of the Blessed, the leader of the apostles, Peter, and in the same place his bones were translated or taken there. So they dug him up. In quo loco, utraque, in both places, to an indication of the virtue of this man, there are accustomed to be frequent miracles, works of sanitation, which actually means of healing. Finally, or in short, recently there was a certain hysterical frenetic, and while he was in his wandering through everywhere, discouraging, means running here and there, he came to this place at Vespers, which is evening, either with the custodes, the guards of the place. They didn't know or they didn't care, and there the whole night he rested. Early he egressed, healed in his senses or his wits, to the admiration and rejoicing of everyone, that there by the bestowing of healing from the Lord, which followed, this was displayed or shown. Autem. However, moreover, now this place has a tomb, a wooden tomb, at the burial place in the way of a domicile, little house, which is a facta coapertus, which means it's covered, it's got a roof, and it's having a hole in its wall through which they are accustomed, those who for the sake of devotion go there, they can insert their hand, and part of the dust then they can assume or take up, which when they mix it with water, and this mixture is given to the infirm beasts or humans, they give it for tasting. Soon the molestia or trouble is ablated away from the infirm, and they return with a joyfulness of the desired health returned.